Audentia is Latin for courage or boldness. Since the inception of the Audentia Award, Civitas has honored, and some of those honorees are here tonight, a former public school board member for his work on behalf of parents in public school reform, an untiring activist for the cause of annexation reform who helped change unfair annexation laws and ended forced annexation, an activist who had worked for more than 35 years for the rights of victims of crime. And last year, we honored an entrepreneur who not only made his mark on the business world, but who also is an education pioneer expanding school options available to all children and parents. Remembering that Audentia means courage or boldness, tonight, our award winner exemplifies the word courageous. While many talk of standing and fighting for what is right, I think some of you heard that today at lunch, very few do when facing an overwhelming enemy force. They talk of how it is better to be practical and strategic, not what is the right thing to do today. They worry the consequences of losing are too big and the cost to fight are too high to even risk the battle. Thankfully, the person we are honoring tonight did not back down. He stood his ground because he knew that backing down and surrendering were wrong. On December 20th, 2012, the U.S. Justice Department filed a civil rights lawsuit against the Alamance County Sheriff's Office and against Sheriff Terry S. Johnson in his official capacity as head of that department. This was following up on a September letter detailing the department's complaints against the Alamance Sheriff's Department and inviting the Sheriff's Department to negotiate a court-enforceable agreement to remedy the violations. According to the Justice Department, the Sheriff's Office declined to enter into meaningful settlement negotiations. That's according to the U.S. Justice Department. That last sentence is very important because at this point, most law enforcement departments, when faced with the decision to fight or not to fight, don't fight. Instead, they agree to a consent agreement with the U.S. Department of Justice. This has the practical impact of putting the U.S. Justice Department in charge of department policy and activities. But Sheriff Johnson said no. The charges and arguments surrounding the case pale in significance to the decision of Sheriff Johnson to say no and take on the federal government in federal court. For the better part of the next 3 years, Sheriff Johnson fought in federal court to prove his and the department's innocence. The DOJ accused Johnson in 2012 of directing officers to profile Latinos for arrest and searches. U.S. District Court Judge Thomas Schrader found Johnson not guilty on all counts in a 250-page ruling that said the DOJ failed to show evidence that's worth applause, of any practices or patterns of racially biased policing or any orders by Johnson to engage in such. And it's pretty incredible standing up to the full force of the federal government by one small county in North Carolina when most counties fold and run and fold. The ordeal is not over. In October 2015, the Justice Department appealed to the federal district court. As we await the next phase of this long and drawn-out attack on one local law enforcement agency, we believe that Sheriff Terry Johnson has already won by simply standing up against the federal government and an overbearing federal government that has tried to extend its reach into every part of our lives. He fought the false accusations and their effort to subject the Alamance County Sheriff's Department to federal oversight. Sheriff Johnson, would you please come up? Here's a write-up. For your steadfast leadership in law enforcement and unwavering determination when faced with an overreaching federal government, by standing for principle and what is right, even in the face of overwhelming odds, you inspire and set example for all of us. For that reason, we are proud to present you with the Civitas 2016 Audentia Award.
I accept this award tonight on behalf of a lot of people. It was a tough fight, tough for my family. I want to recognize my wife who stood by me through some of the toughest times. I fought the federal government for several reasons. One, what they were trying to do was not right. And a lot of other agencies in this country, like he said, rolled over, signed an agreement. I have 270 employees in my agency. I'm 65, soon to be 66 years old. My career is pretty much over. But those 270 young officers that put that uniform on every day and put their life out on the road in danger did not deserve to be called a racist when in fact all they ever done was their job. It is an honor to stand before you tonight, and I accept this award. I had 5 county commissioners that stood with me in this fight and paid over $600,000 to fight the federal government, a fight that should never occurred. I also had 2 wonderful lawyers, Chuck Kitchen and Carleen Turntine. And since I'm in Wake County, Carleen Turntine is running for Superior Court Judge in Wake County. And I'm telling you, if you want a good judge, a lady that will be fair and a lady that will be firm, you need to look at that lady. Thank y'all tonight for this award. It will go with me to my grave, I promise you that. It will. I don't know what else to say, but thank you and God bless you. And let's keep a conservative fight and let's check our government over and over and make them follow the Constitution of the United States.